Cart, Michigan season remains on life support, which is better than I thought it might have been a week ago, my friend. Right now,
they're back. They're back.
I'm not saying they're back. You're saying they're back. Let's be clear about that.
I thought you told me they're back.
They're on life support. They remain on life support. You found a stethoscope conveniently. You came to visit in Kalamazoo. You spent the night with my wife and I, and your wife as well. It wasn't like you were sleeping with my wife and I, but we conveniently went out to a nice dinner, and all of a sudden you returned from the bathroom with a stethoscope. This actually happened. I have no idea how this happened. Card, that is a sign, my friend. When Michigan's season needed saving, they needed their vitals checked. Here comes Carter Elliott with a stethoscope to save the day as the Wolverines win 2 consecutive games, 13-10. Now they've got Nebraska and Indiana at home. You win both of those, you're looking like 15-10, 9-5 in the Big Ten with everything ahead of you at that point. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I don't know, Greg, and it's not me being a hater. I just have a hard time how we're deciphering like what happened before this 2-game win streak. Like, I don't know. I feel like we're separating what has happened too much from what has happened in the last 2 games. Is it a 2-game win streak currently? Is that what it is?
It's a 2-game win streak currently, correct?
2-game win streak, and the wins consist of a win at home against a lifeless Ohio State team.
Correct.
And the other win was
at Northwestern. Good win.
At Northwestern.
I don't know if you know this, Cart. Not every team can sweep Northwestern.
That's very true. Also, not every team can play at Northwestern when they're off hella rest, and Northwestern's off 2 days of rest. Coming from
it was a break. It was a break.
Yeah.
I'll admit that. It was a break.
So because Michigan won 2 damn near must-win, extremely winnable games, we're completely switching the pulse from the fact that this team went into College Park and lost by 80.
Lost by 22. We're not switching the pulse. They're on life support. I'm not out here saying they're healthy. I'm not out here saying they got 20 years ahead of them. I'm here saying they're not dead yet. There's no flat line. And that's exciting to me because I thought leaving Happy Valley. Leaving Happy Valley, I thought we were going to have nothing to even watch, nothing to play for down the stretch of this. The body language was that bad. The performance was that bad. So, yeah, 2 straight wins gets me excited. And the other thing that gets me excited is the schedule. I mean, you talk about it opens up for when we did Michigan State's episode. I think the schedule opens up for Michigan here. Michigan's been pretty good at home, at least in Big Ten play. They get Nebraska and Indiana at home. You've got to win Nebraska. Indiana is a very good basketball team right now. They just beat the number 1 team in the country. And Michigan needs to beat a very good basketball team right now. And to have that opportunity to beat an Indiana team that I still think is not very good on the road, despite them being a very good basketball team. Like, this is a week that absolutely could go 2-0. And if you go 2-0 in it, you are in the conversation for the first time in months of potentially sneaking back into the NCAA tournament. And then even look beyond that, Cart. I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead because they got to win these games. And Michigan's been so inconsistent, they could lose to Nebraska. But you look beyond that group, I mean, they're at Wisconsin. Wisconsin looks dead right now. And then they're home to Michigan State. And these 2 teams have split every year that Hunter Dickinson's been in a Michigan uniform. So I don't know. I'm not saying they're going to win 4 straight here. But I'm saying if Michigan realistically needs to win 3 of 4, that's a stretch you can win 3 of 4 in. And I feel pretty confidently about that, right?
Yeah, no, you definitely should, because Nebraska, they're bad, straight up. They actually, one of their starting guards, I don't want to mispronounce his name, but he's also out for the season. So, like, they're just a team that wasn't that good before. Now they're definitely not that good. Not really that tough of a place to play either, so they should win that game. And then you have a big opportunity playing at home against an Indiana team, which I think you mentioned. So, like, things are turning and kind of falling in Michigan. They have an opportunity. It's out there. It's out there for the taking. There's an opportunity for them to, even get off life support. Like, maybe just get on, get an ICU. Get an ICU, be on 24-hour monitoring. Like, there's a pathway that can be seen with this. And I kind of want to talk about more so away from the scheduling, like what has kind of like changed for this Michigan basketball team, I guess, in these past couple games. For me, Kobe Buffkin has just been, great on both ends of the floor. I mean, every time you look at his stat line, even if you're not like just tracking or keeping track of it during games, one, just off eye test alone, he looks amazing. And then you go look at his stat line and he's flirting with triple doubles.
Mm-hmm.
And he's playing extremely well. And then you got guys like Joey Baker who have been able to come in and actually hit shots, which who thought that would have kind of just really changed things for the Michigan basketball team. And then you get Hunter Dickinson playing to the level that Hunter Dickinson can play at. The one thing I will say that should scare you is that there have been Hunter Dickinson no-shows during this season at times, and you can't have that with this basketball team and how they operate. So I think he needs to play extremely well. But for me, it's other guys stepping up. It's not just like Hunter Jet and hope they carry us. Like you've gotten contributions from guys like Joey Baker, Kobe Buffkin stepped up. So things have looked better. You even had situations where Juwan making adjustments in games. Like we talked about how during that Northwestern game they played off 2 days of rest. Juwan comes out and presses in that basketball game, I believe you said to me. So like that's an impressive thing. So credit to Michigan for being on life support.
Yeah, you got to give Juwan some credit, and I can't believe you just did, but you're accurate in doing so. I thought this is really the first time all year he's had 2 games in a row where he's won the coaching matchup. And that's the Chris Holtman stuff is a totally different conversation. But like Holtman benched Bryce Sensabaugh. He brought Zed Key off the bench to start the second half, put Akpara in single coverage on Hunter Dickinson. Hunter scored 6 points in the first minute and a half of the second half. I thought the way Michigan actually played through Hunter in this game was more deliberate than it's been all season long. And it was that because of the way Ohio State covered him. Like they sent some early doubles at him, but they weren't good doubles, and Hunter was picking them apart. So they did not double the rest of the game. And then you finally saw the Hunter Dickinson we haven't seen all year, because this is the first team that has failed to successfully double Hunter Dickinson. And I think a lot of that's just on Holtman for having a horrible plan. Maybe a lot on the Ohio State players for, how I feel about them after seeing them in person. I think this is a selfish basketball team that does not play hard and is not a cohesive unit whatsoever. And I don't know what Holtman's supposed to do about that. But man, I was really impressed with the substitution patterns in the Ohio State game. I was really impressed with the way he did put the press on Northwestern's guards, because we can also like kind of chuckle it off like, yeah, it's Northwestern. Yeah, the schedule stuff. They absolutely caught a break with the quick turnaround. Northwestern had to play 3 games in 6 days this week, but Northwestern also just went into the Kohl Center and beat Wisconsin. So like, it's not a team that is just dead, right? Like Michigan still had to go out and earn that win. And I thought Juwan put them in the best place to do that. So look, man, I don't know. I think if you get this Kobe Buffkin every night, you're a really good basketball team. Genuinely. Like if Kobe and Hunter are your best 2 players and Jet can just be the sniper who doesn't really have to do much more than snipe, that's a really good basketball team. Doug McDaniel's been quiet, which is a good thing for Michigan. Like he hasn't made any mistakes in the last couple games. And the only other thing I'd say, Card, is like the Penn State loss was absolutely horrendous. Clearly, I mean, this team was there with the number 1 team in the country without Jet. So like, it's not like this was a string of horrible Michigan basketball. It was one really horrible game. But I don't think it's not like this team has mailed it in and all of a sudden they flipped a switch in their back. Like in my opinion, they've played competitive at least in almost all of their, like they blew that game at Iowa. Like really all this season, other than the Penn State game, they've been competitive in games.
Yeah, and I'd actually like to give credit to them because I was on the camp of it's about to be a serious mail-in now after that Penn State game. Like they really could have mailed it in. And I was actually betting and had drafts that I probably had to delete at this point that this team was dead and that they're going to give up. And I'm talking like max exodus, like Hunter shuts it down with knee soreness type shit and adds to the trans. Like I thought it was going to be over, but yeah, I mean credit to them. I don't know, and it's not fair. I don't like giving credit to them.
Yeah, I mean we are 3 days removed, I think, from us doing the Spiro Avenue show. You should go watch that, by the way. And one of the largest talking points of the entire episode was all this great momentum that Tom Izzo has, and is Juwan Howard's career nearing an
Recruiting,
end at Michigan?
recruitment,
I know.
recruiting.
I'm just there's one game difference in their standings, and you want me to comment on if Juwan Howard's not going to be the coach at Michigan anymore? He's one game behind Michigan State right now.
Recruiting.
It's interesting, man. It's interesting.
Are you one game behind Michigan State right now?
Yeah.
So wait, I thought aren't you guys ahead of us by a game?
In Big Ten, yes, in overall record. I'm just like, that's this season that has been such a horrible season for Michigan. They are one game back in overall record for Michigan State.
Yeah, that's called scheduling. But anywho,
okay.
Yeah. I mean, what you talk about teams in top 30? You bring out all those Ken Pom stats. Who y'all played in the Big Ten so far?
They have a 35-point win at home against Maryland, who's a top 25 team in the country.
Okay. I mean, at the time, but go ahead.
No, right now they are a top 25 team in the country. They're 23rd on KenPom.
I know, but I'm saying at the time they were ass.
Were they?
Yeah.
When Michigan got them?
Yeah.
Actually?
Yeah.
They were 10-3 at the time.
They're ass. But like I said, I mean, have you guys played Indiana at all yet?
No, we got them next week. We'll be in attendance. The Sleeves will be in attendance. College Hoops to Go.
That's the first one. You played Purdue once, right?
Played Purdue once without Jet Howard, and that was a competitive game. Yeah.
Got you. You played Rutgers at all yet?
Got Rutgers later at the Rack. By the way, we don't get to go to
Rutgers yet.
Don't get to go to Madison Square Garden.
Victory lapping, man. You know what? I got something bad. Life support might be a stretch. Y'all might be in a vegetative state.
Oh, come on. You found the stethoscope, my friend. You found the stethoscope. I also I feel obligated to just end this segment with this. Can I say some nice things about Hunter Dickinson?
Sure.
Hunter is still one of the best players in the country. I don't want that forgotten. And if you do listen to our Spiro show, I was very critical of him and the way, if Hunter Dickinson is your best player, the way that impacts the team off the floor and other things. And that's probably not even that fair for me to do. It's a lot of, I'm a body language expert. I'm just reading shit that I don't know for sure. Let me be very clear. Hunter is one of the best players in this entire sport when he plays his best game. And I think he needs help from the teams they play. He needs help from the opposing coaches to let him get going like that. But God forbid a team lets him get going. I mean, he will single-handedly win you games. And that Kobe was great. Some other Michigan guys were great. Joey Baker gave good minutes off the bench. They won that game from start to finish because Hunter Dickinson was dominant. And he can still do that. And he did that again last year, Cart, when Michigan's season was on life support. Hunter did that for a month and a half straight. And all of a sudden, the team was safely in the tournament and then safely into the second weekend. We've seen this happen before. That's all I'm saying.
This is how he likes it, huh?
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if he just gets complacent early in the season and all of a sudden he's like, oh, shit, we can't lose another game. We missed this shit. Like, it genuinely might be that, because there was a turning point last year, Cart, where Hunter went from just fine to the best player in the conference.
Oh, yeah.
And if this Ohio State game is a sign of things to come, we might be headed for that same path again.
Michigan basketball is back. It's going to be a fire camera.
I did not say back. I said they're still on life support, my friend. All right. Cart, anything we should be plugging as sleepers here?
College Hoops to Go is hitting Ann Arbor this Saturday.
Yeah. Come see us. Any Michigan fans who might be at the game, come say what up. We'll be in Ann Arbor Saturday night. That's about it, man. And Ohio State on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. Get to see your Spartans play the Buckeyes. Is that a life support game for somebody?
Not for me.
Should we bring forks? You could stick a fork in Chris Holtman if you win that game.
If we lose that game, I end up sticking a fork in you.
All right, we'll see you next time.